Breaking Dawn by Stephanie Mayer. Chapter 11. I'll run perimeter with Seth. If I get too far for you to hear my head, listen for my howl. I will. They backed into the house, eyes flickering everywhere. Before they went inside, I turned and ran towards the west. I'm still not finding much, Seth told me. I'll take half a circle, move fast. We don't want to have a chance to sneak past us. Seth lurched forward in a sudden burst of speed. We ran in silence as the minutes passed. I listened to the noises around him, double-checking his judgment. Hey, something's coming up fast, he warned me after 15 minutes of silence. On my way. Hold your position. I don't think it's a pack. It sounds different. Seth. But he caught the approaching scent on the breeze, and I read it in his mind. Vampire. Bet it's Carlisle. Seth pulled back. It might be someone else. No, it's them. I recognise the scent. Hold up. I'm going to explain it to them. Seth, I don't think. But he was gone. Anxiously, I reached along the western border. Would it be just peachy if I couldn't take care of Seth for one freaking night? What if something happened to him on my watch? Leo would shred me into kibble. At least the kid kept it short. It wasn't 2 minutes later when I felt him in my head again. Yep, Carl and Esme. Boy, they're surprised to see me. They're probably inside by now. Carl said thanks. He's a good guy. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we're right about this. Hope so. Why are you so down, Jacob? Jake, I bet Sam won't bring the pack tonight. He's not going to launch a suicide mission. I sighed. It didn't seem to matter either way. Oh, this isn't about Sam so much, is it? I made the turn at the end of my patrol. I caught Seth's scent where he turned last. You weren't leaving any gaps. You think Bella's going to die anyway? Seth whispered. Yeah, she is. Poor Edward, he must be crazy. Literally. Edward's name brought up at the moment he's boarding to the surface. Seth read them in astonishment, and he was howling. Oh man, no way, you did not. That's just plain old sucks rocks, Jacob, and you know it too. I can't believe you said you'd kill him. What is that? You have to tell him no. Shut up, you idiots. You're going to think the pack is coming. Oops. He cut off mid-howl. I wheeled and started loping in towards the house. Just keep out of there, Seth. Take the whole circle for now. Seth seethed and I ignored him. False alarm, as I thought I ran in closer. Sorry, Seth is young. He forgets things. No one's attacking. False alarm. When I get to the meadow, I could see Edward staring at the dark window. I ran in, wanting to be sure I got the message. There's nothing out there. You got that? He nodded once. This would be a lot easier if the communication wasn't one way. Then again, I was kind of glad I wasn't in his head. He looked over his shoulder back into the house, and I saw a shudder run through his whole frame. He waved me away without looking in my direction again and moved out of my view. What's going on? Like I was going to get an answer. I sat very still in the middle and listened. With these ears, I could hear almost Seth's soft footfalls miles out into the forest. I could hear it was easy to hear every sound in the dark house. It was a false alarm, Edward was explaining in that dead voice, just repeating what I told him. Seth was upset about something else and he forgot we were listening for a signal. He's very young. Nice to have toddlers guarding the fort, a deeper voice grumbled. Emmett, I thought. They've done us a great service tonight, Emmett, Carlisle said. A great personal sacrifice. Yeah, I know. I'm just jealous. Wish I was out there. Seth doesn't think Sam will attack now, Edward said mechanically. Not with us forewarned and lacking 2 members of the pack. What does Jacob think? Carlisle asked. He's not as optimistic. No one spoke. There was a quiet dripping sound that I couldn't place. I heard their low breathing. I could separate Bella's from the rest. It was harsher, laboured. It hitched and broke in strange rhythms. I could hear her heart. It seemed too fast. I paced it against my own heartbeat, but I wasn't sure if that was any measure. It wasn't like I was normal. Don't touch her. You'll wake her up, Rosalie whispered. Someone sighed. Rosalie, Carlisle murmured. Don't start with me, Carlisle. We'll let you have your way earlier, but that's all we were allowing. It seemed like Rosalie and Bella were taking it in plurals now. It seemed like I'd formed a pack of their own. I paced quietly in front of the house. Each pass brought me a little closer. The dark windows were like a TV set running in some dull waiting room. It was impossible to keep my eyes off them for too long. A few more minutes, a few more passes, and my fur was brushing the side of the porch as I paced. I could see up through the windows, see the tops of the walls and the ceiling, the unlit chandelier that hung there. It was tall enough that all I'd have to do was stretch my neck a little, and maybe one paw up on the edge of the porch. I peeked into the big open front room, expecting to see something very similar to the scene this afternoon, but it changed so much that I was confused at first. For a second I thought I'd got the wrong room. The glass wall was gone, it looked like metal now, and the furniture was all dragged out the way. Bella curled up awkwardly on a narrow bed in the centre of the open space. Not a normal bed. One rails like a hospital. Also like a hospital with a monitor strapped to her body, the tube stuck into her skin. The lights on the monitors flashed, but there was no sound. The dripping noises from the IV plugged into her arm. Some fluid that was thick and white, not clear. She choked a little in her uneasy sleep, and both Edward and Rosalie moved in to hover over her. Her body jerked, and she whimpered. Rosalie smoothed her hand across Bella's forehead. Edward's body stiffened. His back was to me, but his expression must have been something to see, because Emmett mentioned himself between them before there was time to blink. He held his hands up to Edward. Not tonight, Edward. We've got other things to worry about. Edward turned away from them. He was a burning man again. His eyes met mine for one moment, and I dropped back to all fours. I ran back into the forest, running away to join Seth, running away from what was behind me. Worse. Yes, she was worse.